This episode starts when the producer looks at the breathtaking pictures of Yuya. You look spectacular in every image, but producer is sad because he has refused her to work for him. And he has made her mind turn his nose into yes. After watching this Arctic, many other agencies will allow him to hire him. That's why she needs to get hurry and weeded out all the hurdles that are compelling him to say no. She is pleased because she has figured out the solution in the house of Yuya. He and Kaori are studying. She is glad in the company of meets with Akatsuki, who is sleeping at night. Just as Yui's needs clarification about the math question, Kaori helps him solve it. Yua is obliged to Kaori, but she is feeling shy because he has already assisted in English in Classic. While returning to school, Kaori and Yui are worried about the exam, and Yu is concerned about his math because his math is pathetic. To sort out this problem, Kaori asks him to join him at his house for his studies. Now she is in the house and happy to come here. Just then she asks about the restroom as she wants to do. Yuya guides her and she steps forward. Yuya is confused because a girl has arrived at his house for the first time. Also, he is worried about whether she will find a restroom. On the other hand, Kaori has reached the magical door before she can enter. Yu arrives and shows her the right way to the restroom. Kaori reveals that she feels someone is calling her from the door. Yuya hopes in and asks her to stop that magical door because it is connected to another world. This world is in the control of Yuya. Only he can allow anyone to enter it, otherwise no one is allowed or even see the other dimension. He asks her to put ahead her hand. She is amazed to hear about the another world. Yu reveals that it's another type of world which contains magic and supernatural effects. It is an amazing revelation for Kaori. She wants to know more. Elia opens up a fierce water ball above his palm, introducing a glimpse of the learned magic. He also reveals that the skills he has learned are beyond the imagination of the earthly people. He mentions a flashback where he rescues a bird store from fire in the street wanderers who tried to harass Kaori. The flashback was the time when he got all these skills and gradually mastered them. Kaori suggests taking her to the other world. She is really excited about the experience and they step into the door holding hands. The world is amazing to the eyes as it is covered in beautiful flowers and the miracles of nature. It is a completely revolutionary world that can't be compared to Earth. Yuya explains that he found both his beloved pets here. His cute pets follow him to this world as it is their origin. He explains that the origin of the Knightleys is somewhere in the Black Fenrir wolf packs, while Akatsuki belongs to a rare pig community named Mauju species. It seems that he finds the association with the class of pigs offensive, so he starts jumping with annoyance. Hence both pigs are jumping behind a vibrant butterfly. Besides that, they find a window appearing suddenly. Yuya explains that this window tracks the status of the residents and it can be improved with extensive training in building the personality. He was among the bottom players initially, even though the Kaori's status was higher than his first rankings when he entered the world. Transforming the overall appearance by working on one's muscles and weight is the key to upgrading the position in the barrel. Yuya does the same, however he is disappointed that he cheats somehow with his appearance. Hence, Kaori craves to see more of this world. Yuya is excited to show her further, but he is afraid that there is danger everywhere outside the house because the monsters are wandering around. Besides, their house is protected by the fence, so they are safest in their house. Yuya suggests visiting the world some days after. Kaori accepts his offer and owes a promise. They share a pinky promise. In addition, Yuya wants to keep this world hidden and asks her to keep it a secret only two of them know about this world, and Kaori agrees to keep it between them. Kaori thinks they share a lovable relationship with each other because they keep a special secret between them. U.S suggests leaving this world and study for the exam. She is blushing to have a special relationship with Yuya. In the meantime, the king welcomes Alexia to the palace, who is back from the darkest regions. They failed the mission of bringing the man who used to live in the darkest regions. Instead, she has brought a mysterious girl with her who is supposed to be her assassin. Also, they can't find the man in the darkest regions because of her presence. She agrees to the fact that she wants to kill Lexia but fails. The king seems furious and holds his sword to kill her because she failed the mission. He is killing the failed assassin on behalf of her client. Instead of begging for her life, she seems determined to die. The kind slashes out his mysterious sword and aims at her to split her body into two. However, the extravagant slashing sword, Graco sword, stops in the air. The assassin is extremely powerful and blocks the arms of the king with mysterious invisible strings. She is super skilled and strategic at the same time because she makes an instant judgment. She knew that stopping The sword was useless, so she aimed for the arms of the king in an instant. Lexia speaks up furiously about her father because he is trying to kill her assassin. It is an amazing thing to consider that she is rescuing her assassin. Luna portrays hatred for her father and asks him to forgive Luna. She has appointed Luna as her new bodyguard. After seeing her skilled swordsmanship, the king agrees to her daughter. After hearing ill words from her, he can't imagine her precious daughter hating him for killing an assassin, so he gives up and officially announces Luna as Lexia's personal bodyguard. He trusts her daughter's wise decisions. Although he is in grief, he soon changes to rap when the knight informs him that Lexia is visiting his house. The knight slips the secret of Lexia mistakenly. The knight also reveals that Luna was the headhunter of the darkest regions. She is one of the strongest warriors who Yuya caught. Yuya took both of them to his home. The fatherly instincts rise, and he gets offended to hear that her daughter stays in a man's house. This was clearly beyond his expectations. Although she was safe and sound in his house, still it was not acceptable to a father in any way, so he slashes the chair in two with an extreme burst of anger. He is so hostile towards him that he considers Yuya guilty. Soon he is expected to be under the sharp blade of the king's slashing sword. Graco the knight tries to calm him by stating that nothing wrong happened between them in particular, but the king is suspicious. He can't believe in just a knight who was not even present there. He destroys the whole room with his utmost anger and wrath feelings towards Yuya. In the meantime, a mysterious character appears on the screen informing a masked man about Luna and Lexia. He informs that the command was generated to assassinate Lady Lexia, but she was protected by a man in the darkest regions. They are probably mentioning Yuya. They also predict that the man from the darkest region will be invited to the palace one day. The masked man is amused to hear that and wants to be the king as soon as possible. It seems that his evil plan is accomplished before time. He introduces a trump card, which is a purple spherical ball. The magic ceiling barrier can block the usage of every magical act in the place. In addition, any entity would not be able to interrupt the territory. He exclaims with joy and an evil smirk that no magician would be able to ward off his attacks once it is activated. The terrific thing is that only 2 people can challenge it, Owen and Headhunter. He is so confident that he can deal with them, while the knights will handle the magicians and the king's security. Snatching the king's position has become easier for him because now he has someone on whom he can put the blame. He is thrilled to get a stepping stone for the final accomplishment of his evil plan. That inhabitant is his stepping stone to reach the king's place. On the other hand, Yuya is on a break from the Aussie Academy for 3 days. Therefore, he thinks of utilizing the break by visiting the palace. Hence, he fights the wolves, sheep, and other small animals to collect treasures. Meat, wool, and horns of sleeping sheep were collected mysteriously. He finds a lofty bed in the middle of the forest. He also collects it in his status window as a daily routine item. Akatsuki finds the bed comforting, so he tries to spend some time sleeping. Although he is pulled to the market Tunget sell some stuff, Yuya finds the people amazing there with mysterious bodily features like cat-like ears and tails. This is indeed an amazing place with multiple surprises with every step. Hence, he needs some money to spend time here. He finds a trading shop and presents his identity. He is hiding it because he has to keep his originality a secret. The trader is clever enough to predict his fake identity, but is unbothered and respects his decision anyhow. Yuya wants to trade the special pepper from Japan. The trader has never seen such mystical glass and quality pepper in his entire life. He presents a bag full of gold coins in exchange for such remarkable peppers. He also explains that 4 such coins are enough for a family of 4 to survive in this city for 1 year. With this amount of money, a family of 4 can live in this city for 20 years straight. Also, they don't have to work their entire lives. Yuya is amazed to see the value of their currency in a small town. Hence, the trader also provides him with an identity card to keep it with him. They end the deal with warm gestures, and Yu also wants to continue trading with him. Now he has to visit the royal palace, so he travels the night in the horse-driven carriage. The next morning he wakes up in the capital city, but the search for the palace is still on. He is surprised to see a huge population in the capital city with amazing features and smiley faces. Akatsuki diverts his attention towards the palace visible between the city's market. The magnificent royal palace is standing with its glory and dominance, presenting a refreshing glimpse to the eyes. You can't imagine that he has been awaited in the flawless world of the royal palace. He has butterflies in his stomach at the thought of meeting the king. He is not even sure about his costume, hence he is welcomed by the knight of the palace, who takes him to the king. The knight is surprised to see him with his pets, because he had reached early before was expected. The knight is taking him directly to the audience room. He speaks with a twerk that he is not all prepared to see the king. It is too early for him, however he is heading to an unofficial meeting and agrees to enter. There were a lot of people in the audience room. He also notices Luna and Lexia standing aside with the king's seat. Like Alexia greets him well with a large smile and a heartful wave. The king assures that he saved Lexia and is the same person she proposed. Yuya nodded yes to all these questions, but the next moment brought a jolt of shock. The king is extremely angry that he tries to seduce his precious daughter, although they know that it is not the truth. So the knights and Lexia try to calm him. After some words of arrogancy, he holds himself back. Also, the knights and Lexi's shouting help him calm his anger. However, he is just furious at him and asks him to present any gift he has brought for Princess Lexia, although it just slipped his mind, so you couldn't think of anything except the bed he had collected. Hence the worth of this paradise bed is unknown to him, but the kingdom knows its meaning. It is actually a very bold step in front of the king, so he thinks that Yuya wants to lure his daughter. This even infuriates him more. This is the custom of bringing the bed as a substitute for a marriage proposal in this kingdom. The king is in his majestical anger and brings out his sword. However, Yu is saved, but group of dead men sneaks into the audience room. The same masked man wants to kill the king and Lexia. He is going to initiate the magic ceiling barrier. A majestic fight starts between them. Yuya proves himself by warding them off in no time while his pets are rescuing the injured. Lexia is so impressed by his heroic moves and thrashes that she hugs him. The king again gets angry at Yu even though he saved the king and his daughter. That marks the episode to an end. Subscribe to Anime Hub for more anime recaps.